Welcome to the Texas Women's Health and Wellbeing Initiative. I'm Barbara and this is Maggie. Health and Wellbeing helps lead collaborations and coordinate efforts among cross-divisional departments to advance positive, sustainable outcomes in students' lives. We're here to help you develop skills and acquire knowledge in support of your own well-being, not only for your time here at Texas Women's University, but in the years beyond.
So what is well-being? Well-being is a measure of living conditions related to how we as individuals feel about our lives. It can include relationships, positive emotions, resilience, and realization of our potential. Well-being also includes skills of self-care, which are essential to our well-being. Like all skills, well-being skills need to be taught, developed, and practiced.
The Health and Wellbeing Initiative at Texas Women's University revolves around 5 major themes. We have build well, eat well, mind well, move well, and spend well.
So the first theme we're going to talk about is build well. Building a better future. Build well encompasses both our built and our natural environments. Both influence our well-being, including sleeping and eating habits, how much physical activity we get, our spending choices, the state of our mental health, and much more. Understanding how our surroundings affect our lives can help us make healthier choices more easily and thus enhance our quality of life. Build well starts with understanding and creating the kinds of environments where we can thrive. Do you need your space to be super tidy in order to focus, or just mostly tidy? Is your bedroom set up in a way that encourages calm and helps you prepare for sleep? Can you easily access and put away the things you need every day? Have you designated a place to study with the kind of light, space, and noise level you need in order to focus? Outer order contributes to inner calm. How you organize your space can help you maintain a sense of inner order no matter your stress level. Build well is also about caring for our environment by choosing sustainability. Consider what small but meaningful ways you can care for your environment. Can you use alternative methods of transportation like biking, carpooling, busing, or walking to reduce the production of CO2? Can you reduce the amount of plastic waste that's dumped into the ocean by carrying a refillable water bottle, taking reusable shopping bags to the store, or recycling plastic packaging? A healthy planet for future generations starts with us and how we care for and create our surroundings.
Eat well. Feed your success. Eat well works to provide nutrition, education, and skills while also ensuring student food security. Food security means having reliable access to sufficient food. Eat well starts with recognizing your newfound food freedom as a college student. What are you eating now? Do you know how to shop for food on a student budget or how to prepare your favorite meals? Through free nutrition consultations, Eat Well can help you distinguish between nutrition fact and fiction, while also helping you still enjoy the foods that you love. What you eat matters, not only because of health reasons, but because food is our culture and a point of connection. CARE is known as the Campus Alliance for Resource Education. CARE can connect you to resources on campus.
Our next theme is Mind Well. Connect to you. Mind Well is about mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. This can include effective stress coping strategies, presence in our relationships, and mindfulness in our choices. Mind Well starts with building resilience, social connectedness, and creative coping strategies to get through rough patches on the long but worthwhile road to graduation. Let's start with building resilience. This can look like using difficulty as an opportunity for discovery. Let's say, for example, you're struggling to keep up in a challenging class while also managing a difficult family situation. You can build resilience by recognizing that you need help managing schoolwork and your emotions. Even if you don't know exactly what help you need, taking initiative to ask for help from the appropriate sources can help you proactively. For help with the challenging class, let your professor know that you're struggling and you're not sure what you need to do to better grasp the material. Can you help me? For help with emotional distress, contact CAPS, which is Counseling and Psychological Services, and let them know my feelings about a personal situation are overwhelming and distracting. Can I talk to someone? The next portion of this is social connectedness. Starting at a new school can feel lonely. Meeting classmates for meals or starting study groups can help you begin to build friendships. To find campus organizations you might be interested to join, check out Pioneer Engage. CAPS also has support groups on topics relevant to students as well. Next, we have creative coping strategies. Ask yourself, what is challenging me right now? What do I need to process this experience? What do I need to keep moving forward? Asking these types of questions can help you better know yourself and what you need to support your own mental health. Mindwell is about resiliency, not perfection, which is known as a spirit of thriving and acknowledgement that there will be rough patches as you move through various seasons.
Move well. Movement that looks like us. Move well is about getting active in ways that you enjoy. Forget about obsessing over what counts as exercise. Moving well means moving in ways that feel good and support us in body, mind, and spirit. Moving well starts with play, enjoyment, and exercise. Play. When was the last time you took 5 minutes to pull up your summer playlist and dance around your room just for fun? How about the last time you played tug of war with your dog or dragged string on the floor for your cat? Have you tried anything new lately and let yourself freely fumble like a newbie? Let yourself be a novice again, and chuckles are guaranteed. Enjoyment. Have you let yourself park farther from class to give yourself some extra time to experience the sun and the scenery before heading into class for the day? What about making plans to explore downtown on foot? Exercise. Moving well can also be exercise, but it isn't only exercise. If fitness classes are what you're feeling, check out the Fit and Rec schedule for in-person and virtual fitness classes. If you're on the Denton campus, stop by the climbing wall for an easy lesson in harness safety and scaling the wall. However you choose to move, look for activities that allow movement to become an act of enjoyment rather than a burden.
Our last theme is Spend Well. The more you know, the more you grow. With Spend Well, students learn practical skills that help them prioritize current spending decisions while also empowering them for a successful financial future. Spend Well starts with getting financial aid and other assistance. Look for emails in the fall about where to go to help filling out your FAFSA or TAFSA. A special location will be set aside with trained workers who can help you through the process. Make an appointment with the CARES office to find out if you are eligible for SNAP or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Don't fear money, face it. Nobody is born knowing how to effectively manage money. Many of us don't get that education at home either. And even if our parents do give us some financial education, the world in which they grew up is not the same financial story we're living today. The CARES office sponsors a variety of financial literacy talks and workshops on practical topics. It's never too early to make an appointment with the Career Connections office. Career advisors do more than help you find jobs. They can help you learn how to research salaries, practice interviewing, refine your resume, negotiate job offers, and much more. Whether you have a lot of time or a little, financial literacy is your friend. Spend Well can help you face financial anxiety and take action for a better now and a better later. The health and well-being overall approach. Let's take a minute to review. Health and well-being practices are multidimensional. Your journey will be uniquely personal. Everyone has some agency over their health and their well-being outcomes. During these uncertain and crazy times, there are actions we can take to minimize risk and maintain a sense of control. Health and well-being practices positively correlate with productivity and life satisfaction. Lastly, health and well-being practices are learnable skills.
So let's talk about stress. What can cause stress, what stress looks like and feels like. Stress is often triggered when we experience something new that threatens our sense of self, or when we feel we have little control over a situation. This is a very normal experience, and normalizing stress can help us to move forward. Stress is also physical. When we humans feel threatened, whether by a saber-toothed tiger or a mountain of unfinished homework, our bodies respond to the perceived danger by releasing adrenaline, with the ultimate goal of helping us to minimize and/or avoid the perceived threat and return to feeling a sense of calm control. Originally known as the fight or flight response, researchers are now aware that humans have a range of responses to perceived threat. There's fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Some examples of physical stress can include things like clammy hands, sweaty palms, high heart rate and blood pressure, trembling muscle tension, etc. The benefit of this stress response is that the shot of adrenaline can help us respond quickly to dangerous or stressful situations. While this stress response is great for helping us to run away from a saber-toothed tiger, too much stress left unresolved can cause long-term physical and mental effects. In other words, nowadays we can't resolve our stress by running away, which in turn means that our brains and our bodies often remain in a constant state of just too much stress, unless or until we find ways to cope with that perceived threat.
Let's talk about a close cousin of stress, student anxiety. Starting college means transitions, new challenges, and unfamiliar environments. As a college student, you may be transitioning from your traditional support systems, aka friends and family, into a completely different environment, filled with strangers, change, and challenges. These are huge life changes. It's okay, and actually it's healthy and necessary to acknowledge that these life changes will require grace and time to fully transition into. Now let's talk about some of the factors of student anxiety. Particularly as a new college student, it's possible you'll experience some of the following factors that contribute to student anxiety. One is lack of sleep. This can be caused by excess caffeine and pulling all-nighters. Loneliness. Not feeling like there are others around you to relate to or connect with. This probably happened especially because of the pandemic. Academic factors. This can consist of school stress and disengagement from studies, trouble maintaining a work-life balance. A difficulty or lack of balance between school, your social life, and your job can be detrimental.
So how can we cope with student anxiety, especially considering that it's something we're all going to face? Approach, don't avoid. It's important to ask for help early on. You don't have to cope alone. Asking for help can keep you from falling behind, whether it be academically, physically, or emotionally. Asking for help is a sign of strength and confidence. It's actually an expectation in the professional world. Nobody knows it all. College is challenging, and many students cope by avoiding stressors. However, avoidance tends to make anxiety worse over time. So if you're struggling in class, email your professor or stop them after class and tell them that you need help. Even if you don't understand the material enough to know what kind of help you need, professors can help you figure it out once they know that you're struggling. If it's loneliness that's bothering you, try introducing yourself to someone in the dining hall or your classroom. Complimenting something you genuinely appreciate about the person, be it their shoes or a spicy question they asked in class, can create an invitation to open a conversation and potentially a connection. If you're feeling overly stressed, create a simple self-care routine. Self-care can come in a variety of different forms, ranging from face masks to maintaining healthy eating habits and time outdoors. It doesn't have to be expensive. And don't forget to sleep.
Great. Let's talk about the benefits of getting enough sleep. Studies show a strong link between sleep and academic performance. If you want good grades, getting a good night's sleep can have you feeling rested and better prepared for your upcoming day. Memory. Retention, also known as remembering things you learned, occurs during our REM cycles, which is when we are fully and comfortably asleep. If you aren't sleeping enough or sleeping too lightly, then you're not spending enough time in REM sleep, and your ability to retain information from class might suffer. Getting enough sleep decreases your chances of getting sick. Let's talk about the science behind that. Sufficient sleep promotes the body's production of germ-fighting white blood cells and cytokines, so you can stay in class and complete coursework on time. Lastly, sleep makes life much better. This mood boost that comes from regular, sufficient sleep can improve your ability to engage in positive social interactions, as well as lift your outlook on life.
How to make sleep happen. Because you want to make sleep happen. Sleep hygiene is key. Sleep hygiene refers to the habits that help you sleep. This can range from prioritizing sleep, having a solid sleep and wake up routine, and not overdoing it with naps. I love naps. Having good sleep hygiene means having habits that positively impact your quality and quantity of sleep. For example, finding ways to unwind from screens or sleeping at a temperature that feels comfortable for you. Setting a consistent bedtime and wake up time each day is challenging. However, keeping these times consistent helps our bodies know when to get sleepy or feel wakeful. Here's another hard one. Avoiding using the bed for activities other than sleep. This means your bed is not the place to do homework, answer emails, or do school. Let's talk about caffeine. If you drink coffee, soda, tea, or other caffeinated beverages, half of that caffeine will still be in your system 5 hours later. So if you drink 80 milligrams of caffeine at 3 p.m., at 8 p.m., you'll still have 40 milligrams of caffeine in your system. That's still a lot. It's something to think about when considering what you want to sip versus when you want to go to bed. Movement and mental health. There's science to prove that movement can help with your mood. Utilize this as a crutch when you're feeling low or stressed and watch as your mood begins to change. Your mind and body are connected, so your body's movement and the way you move can also affect the way that you think and feel. Regular exercise and movement can boost your mood. How? Be your own drug dealer. You can hack your happy hormones to promote positive feelings. Serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins are hormones that act as neurotransmitters or chemical messengers in our bodies. Serotonin affects your mood, sleep, digestion, and learning abilities. Dopamine is sometimes called the feel-good hormone because it is responsible for our experience of happiness. It also influences learning and memory, as well as our motor skills. Oxytocin, also known as the love hormone, is essential not just for romantic relationships, but for relationships of all sorts. It helps us build trust, empathy, and a sense of connection with others. As for endorphins, this collection of chemicals helps to relieve pain, as well as induce feelings of pleasure or euphoria. Are you familiar with the term runner's high? Don't worry, running isn't the only way to meet those endorphins. To increase serotonin, spend time in the calm of nature or at least step out into the sun. Boost oxytocin by petting a beloved animal, asking for a hug from someone that you trust, or spending quality time with friends. If you end up bonding through laughter, there'll be a bonus of oxytocin plus dopamine waiting to flood your system. To hit all 4 categories, for the price of one, try regular physical activity as it induces endorphins as well as dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin.
So remember when we just told you that movement doesn't have to be exercise to count? Let's rethink the value of movement and what the word exercise really means. What you really need to know is that movement, whether it's taking the stairs, pausing at your computer to stretch your neck and shoulders, or parking a few spaces farther away, is all exercise in some form or fashion. You're actually doing it, no special equipment needed. Moments of movement like these, or movement that happens through socializing, such as walking with friends, is just as important as the sweaty and breathless effort we often think of as exercise. Particularly for busy students, moments of movement can sometimes be the best option for an easy and enjoyable way to stay moving. While parking a few spaces farther away or taking a couple of flights of stairs may seem meaningless, these small changes can help you stay alert, upbeat, and overall more present.
Nutrition and mental health. Are they actually linked? Yes. Food can help you combat stress. And we don't just mean stress eating. Actually, we don't mean stress eating. What we eat can affect the way we feel. Eating less processed, more whole foods that contain antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins can help to protect our bodies from free radicals that can damage our cells. On the other hand, diets that are full of refined sugars, trans fats, saturated fats, all of these can worsen our bodies over time and can promote inflammation, weakened immunity, and unstable blood sugar, which in turn affects recall and attention. All of those are kind of important for being a student.
Now let's talk about some tips for maintaining nutrition habits. Carry a water bottle around for an easy refill option. Invest in Tupperware. It's actually pretty affordable at most big box stores and dollar stores. Bring your own lunch or at least pack snacks. Go for the grilled option over the fried option. Check for low saturated fat options and options without trans fat. Utilize on-campus resources to stay well fed. Did we mention pack snacks? Definitely pack more of those.
For more information on nutrition and nutrition consults, visit the Eat Well tab on our Health and Wellbeing website.
Linked below.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget to join us on social media to stay up to date and to enter for giveaways.
Please check with your professor to proceed to the activity. We hope you guys gained something from this presentation.
Use our contact information and social media platforms to contact us if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.
Ta-da!
Yay!